Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is a Pan Those Eyeshadows. I forgot to look at the update number. Honestly, I have no idea. It might be like 4 or something. Maybe 2 or 3. I don't know. Sorry. First things first, I am decluttering one, so one new thing will be rolling in. I'm decluttering the Balm Nude Dude palette. I like the packaging, but that's about it. So here's what it looks like, and the shade I was working on is called Fine. It's this like deep brown color with a little bit of like gold shimmer in it. So I'm decluttering this one just because like this whole palette I definitely have several of, and the pans are just so deep. I really don't want to try to pan this right now. I'm getting rid of this one and my other balm palette. So that makes my total go down to 47. Honestly, there's a few in here that I think I could declutter, but I'm not going to do that right now, just those two. Okay, I used it once before I decided to declutter it. So it is a cool shade though. Kind of like a brownish gray with some gold in it. Okay, next, this one is from ColourPop. It's the Malibu Barbie palette, and you should be able to tell which one is in this project. It's the shade Let's Go Party right here. So it used to have a rainbow on it, but it's pretty much gone. I don't think you'll be able to see the dip, maybe right there. There's a decent like hole in the middle of it. I feel like you can't really tell, but the whole pan is kind of well used because I use a fluffy brush for this one. So it is like a peach color. It looks super bright right there, but once you blend it out, it's really not that bright like that. So there is that one. Obviously, it doesn't have pan on it, so it is staying in. That one's called Let's Go Party. And I've used it 14 times so far. Next is probably the most disappointing one. I think I used this one maybe once this month, and it's the Strawberry Shortcake Glam Light palette. Very delicious. It has an amazing color story of pinks and greens, my two favorite colors. But the shade I have in here is this green one right there. They don't have shade names, but it did say Berry Cute on it. I've used it a total of 5 times in this project, once this month. It's just such like a unique, deep, like green shade that it's just kind of hard to use, you know? And like glam light shades are so pigmented anyways. So like you really don't need much when you do use them. That's the other thing. So this one's gonna take forever. Maybe I'll use it more in the fall though. I've used it 5 times. I always forget to bring, it also stains really bad. So, okay. Next is from ColourPop. If I didn't forget about this palette, I would have had pan on it. It's the URQT palette. Here's what it looks like, and the shade I'm using in the project is called Love Me. These are all randomly generated palettes and shades, by the way. I did use it today, but that's, I think, the only time I used it this month. I've used it 15 times in total. There is still a dip in the middle. It's one of their Super Shock shades. You see the dip? Honestly, if I would have used it even 5 more times, it probably would have hit pan. But this one's an amazing shade. I love using it. Look at that. It can be pink, it can be purple, it can be silver. And it's only shimmer in this project right now. So if I wouldn't have forgotten about it, it would have been used a lot more. I love that shade. Okay. And last but not least, this one rolled in last month. This is ColourPop's Tinkerbell palette. And you can't tell, but I've used this one 7 times. It is the shade right here called Big Magic. Can you see the slight dip? Maybe? There is a slight dip in there from 7 uses. It's this really nice, just kind of cool toned, barely there, like crease shade. I've also used Second Star, maybe even more times. There's a dent on that one, but Big Magic is the one in right now. There you can see the dent. This one's a super easy shade to use. Look how light it looks right there. Can you see it's like a barely there kind of brownish shade? It doesn't look near as pink and like mauve as it does in the pan, but there it is. Super easy shade to use, but I've used it 7 times. Okay, now for the fun part of rolling in a new one. So I use the wheel app, I forget what it's called. Anyways, the ones that are like darker are the ones that have already been rolled in, so it won't roll one of those in. Oh, wow. Okay, my one Makeup Revolution palette is the Shrek palette, and that one's huge and funny shaped. You'll see in a minute, but let me go grab that. Okay, first of all, here's the palette. This is what I mean by weirdly shaped. I did just take the plastic out of it, so it is brand new. It's a very Shrek themed color story. It's funny because like he's all over there. The shade names are funny, like well, some of them are Mud Bath and like Grub Paste and stuff like that. Okay, so the only colors I really don't want are like a dark green, like Forest, because I already have a dark green in here. I'd really like one of the shimmers. But yeah, let's go ahead and randomize 1 through 19. 19 is such a strange number for this palette, but I got 10, if you saw that. Okay, 10 is a shimmer shade. It's right here called Quest. It's kind of like a greenish gold. It looks very green in the camera, but to me it looks gold. So that one will be interesting. Let me swatch it. Wow, I haven't used a Makeup Revolution palette in a long time, but it's very sheer, but it feels like silky. Actually, it feels like putty almost, like it's a Super Shock or something. Okay, I can definitely work with that. That's a lot prettier than I was thinking. So that is Quest. Also, these pans are pretty tiny. Like when I was just swatching it, it's almost the size of my finger. So maybe that's a good sign for this project. This is definitely one of the better shades I could have gotten in here. Also, it has a big mirror on it. I like that. So let me go ahead and swatch the other stuff for a quick update. Video. I should have done this off camera, but I forgot. Of the stuff that's going to be rolling over, of course. Okay. There's what it looks like. A lot different, honestly. That dark brown made it look like a different color story, but that is it now. And that's all I have for this update. So thanks for watching. See you in a month. Bye.